Welcome to the Secret of Oneness. The topic that I'm going to be talking about this evening is called Awakened as Christ, Manifesting with Power. So I'm first going to start off with a quote from Neville Goddard. It says, "Let man disregard appearances and declare himself to be the man he wants to be." So in order to declare who you want to be and get results, you first have to know who you are. There's a lot of people who try to declare, affirm, but they're doing it from the little man, the carnal man, they're doing it from the physical realm and lack. I'm going to show you here, based on scripture, how to declare and manifest with absolute power, knowing your identity, knowing that you're awakened as Christ. So let me first start off by reading a scripture here. Colossians 3:1. It says, "Therefore, if you have been raised with Christ, keep seeking the things that are above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God." So a lot of people believe that what that means is that you've been raised up with Christ and that you're to seek the things that are above, seek the things in heaven, seek the things where Christ is, because Christ is outside of yourself and he's seated at the right hand of God up in heaven somewhere. And that's complete separation. And that is completely separate from God. That is the physical realm. That is a sinner's view, a little me view. It's everything but the power view, So I'm going to break this scripture down and explain it in a way that you can understand it from a power-packed place of authority. Okay, so first of all, it says, if you have been raised with Christ. If is a conditional conjunction, means a condition thought of as real or to denote assumption. So it's just it's a condition or thought that you assume that it's real. Okay, that's word if. You have been raised with. This is interesting because this one means raised or awakened together. So you've either been raised together or awakened together, and it conveys the idea of spiritual resurrection. Christ is the Anointed One. We also know in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 24, that Christ is denoted as the wisdom and power of God. Okay, the word seeking here is the word for desire or to strive for. And again, I'm going to have all these notes that I have here in the description below, so you can go back and read all the notes that I'm talking about and follow along if you need to. So again, the word seeking is desire or strive for. The word above conveys the idea of something elevated or a higher place. Spiritually is referring to divine realms, okay? So spiritually it's talking about divine realms, but the higher place is our higher self, right? It's the spirit within us, okay? Seated means to be enthroned, dwell, or reside. And the right hand, it symbolizes a place of honor, authority, or power. Okay, so let me read this to you in a way that I've taken those descriptions and I put it into a verse that will read a little bit different, but it'll give you the maybe the correct context, so to speak. So here I wrote, it's assuming you're awakened together with the Anointed One. Continue desiring and striving for the divine realms where the wisdom and power of God is residing and enthroned at the place of honor, authority, and power. Okay, so what that's telling you is that once you have awakened as Christ, God, source within you, okay, continue to go within to the divine realm, the imagination where the creative power is enthroned. And here I put to live from the unseen, the imagination, which is absolute. So when you talk about absolute and the unseen, what that really means is when you're talking about God or source or the unseen, the imagination, the spiritual realm, everything in there is complete and complete fulfillment, absolute. There's nothing missing, there's nothing broken. So what that means is when you see yourself within that location, within Christ, within source, within God, it's all absolute, okay? That means you're healthy, you're wealthy, you have all the necessities. There's nothing missing from your life, okay? So you have to live from that unseen, the imagination, which is absolute. So if you live from the perspective of your carnal mind, your ego, those are limited and they're consistently changing all the time. Okay? What you want to do is live from that absolute knowing that you are source, that you are God, that you are Christ, and understand that you are completely enthroned in a place of honor and authority. Okay? So what I have here is to declare from a place of power as I am. Okay? Do not declare or beg from a place of lack in the physical realm. You know, a lot of people in the churches, what they do is when they pray for somebody or they pray for their rent money, you know, they're poor me, God, please help. You know, I'm asking you to see me down here and help me. I know you're up there somewhere, you know, and they beg from a position of lack. And when you understand that you're complete, you're completely fulfilled, then you lack nothing. And you can just declare from that position. And so, again, like I said, declare from a place that is enthroned with honor and authority. Now, to give you an example of this, have you ever went to a restaurant, looked at the menu, and you've decided, I'm going to have the steak and I want it medium cooked? And the waitress comes over and you declare to her, I want the steak and I want it medium well. Do you ever wonder if that's like not going to come back the way that you want it? If it's going to come back? What if she doesn't bring it? What if the kitchen decides they don't want to cook your food? You never go to a restaurant with the assumption that when I declare what I want from the menu, they're not going to give it to me. What if they don't? You never think that way. You always have the assumption that whatever I declare on that in that restaurant from that menu will be given to me. And this is the same thing here. You have to come into a position where you understand that you are Christ, that you are God. You're enthroned. He dwells within you. You are God. You are the absolute. You are the power. You are the operant power, as Neville had said in the past. So I want you to understand that when Neville says here, and I'm going to quote it again, let man disregard appearances and declare himself to be the man he wants to be. So when you declare from that position of power, when you declare from that realm where the power dwells within you, then you will manifest with power. You will manifest whatever you need to manifest, whatever you desire, because they're already there. Remember, in God, in source, in imagination, everything exists. So it's just a matter of choosing what you want, just like you would at a restaurant or a menu, and expecting it to show up.